Welcome along to another session of Reading Rock. My name's Stuart Reid, and I'm ably assisted by my assistant, Bob. Are you good there, Bob? Excellent. Right, let's get started. I love books. I love reading. I love writing. I love books. I love stories. In fact, I think reading rocks. Look, I've even put it on my t-shirt. I'm going to show you how much reading rocks at any point in the next half an hour or so. If I say books are brilliant, I want you lot to shout as loud as you can, reading rocks! Right, let's give it a practice. Books are brilliant.
Reading rocks!
Yes, well done. Now what I want you to do, I want you to pretend you're holding your favourite book in this hand. Hold it up like a guitar. Make the little rock and roll sign with your fingers. And when I say books are brilliant, I want you lot to go, reading rocks! Like rock stars. Ready? Okay, right, practice. Books are brilliant.
Reading rocks!
Yes! Now don't forget, because these are the magic words. I'm going to show you how much I love reading. This one here has got two titles. It's got a Scottish title, it's got an English title. Now I can't tell you the Scottish title because it's too yucky for you guys. But the English title is called Gorgeous George and the Power Pink Poo Pump. This one here, this is one of my favourites. This one here is called Gorgeous George and the Time Warp Trouser Trumpet. Time Warp Trouser Trumpet. Power Pink Poo Pump. Can anybody out there in classroom land tell me what we call it when all the words start with the same sound in the same sentence? Bob, do you know what you call it when all the words start with the same sound in the same sentence? No, we should have stuck in at school, Bob. Right, stick in at school, kids. You don't want to end up like Bob here. Somebody said it. Yes, somebody in that classroom there. They said alliterations. On the count of three, I want you all to shout alliterations. 1, 2, 3.
Alliterations!
Alliterations are awesome and amazing and astounding and astonishing. When they start with the same sound in the same silly sentence, it conjures up so many crazy creative concepts inside your... What? No? Who said baboon? I'm not a baboon. I'm talking about alliterations. Alliterations are awesome and amazing and astounding and astonishing. When the words start with the same silly sound. Alliterations. Awesome, amazing, astounding, astonishing. A baboon! You were right, there's a baboon. Bob, that looks just like you. Don't come in the camera. Stay behind the camera, Bob. You'll scare the children, but that's what Bob looks like. He's a big baboon. I'm going to write a book about you, Bob. We'll call it Big Bob the Baboon. Oh no, wait. We'll call it Bob the Baboon and his big blue bottom. That's your bottom. Ah! Oh, man. Bob the Baboon's throwing poo at me. Oh, dear goodness. Right, sorry, kids. No more yucky. Right, no more yucky stuff. Right, we're just going to do cute. From now on, it's just cute things. Like cute little pandas. There's a short story in my Gorgeous George and his stupid stinky storybook that's all about cute little pandas. They're so loved. Oh, look at the cute little pandas. I did another one. Another poem about the pandas at Edinburgh Zoo. Let's have a look at that one.
There's no fun at this zoo. I want to get away. Take me back to Edinburgh, that's where I want to stay. Roll, 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 that's it, duck and cover. And why are you dressed like that? Who are you, my brother? Get off me! I'm escaping. I'm trying to make a dash. There's maybe some water down here. Just wait for the splash. Ah, yeah! You're pulling on my toes. I'm coming back up there to bite off your nose. Oh, only kidding. Hey, wiggle, 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 wiggle. I've escaped. I've gotten away. But it's rubbish down here. Don't make me stay. Hold on. Hold on. I want to come out. Help me up, you muppets. How loud must I shout? Let's go now. Pull me up. Grab a paw if you can. Grab a paw, I said. What are you waiting for, man? Hang on, just a minute. I think I've dropped my keys. No. Pull me up harder, you waster. Ah! You're scraping my knees. Oh! I've landed on my butt. You dropped me, you dumpling. Come on, screw the nut. One last time now. Pull. Oh. Don't say that you can't. Pull me up harder. Stop acting the fool. Yay! You did it! Geez a cuddle, you big chancer. I knew you'd come back for me, because I'm Edinburgh Panda. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
End. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, before we go on, the next story that I'm going to... What? No. There's no such thing as a gruffalo. With its terrible tusk and its turned out toes and the poisonous water on the end of its nose. There's no such thing as a gruffalo. There's no... Ah! Oh. Who? The gruffalo. Who can tell me who wrote the gruffalo? Yes, the little tiny ones. Well done, well, shout loud. Julia Donaldson. Julia Donaldson wrote the gruffalo. Julia Donaldson's a friend of mine. Yeah. Look. Here's a picture of Julia and I. We met at the Edinburgh Festival. Julia's show was round the corner and mine was there. And we bump into each other in the morning. If you ever meet Julia Donaldson, right? Rule number 1. Do not pick Julia Donaldson's nose. She doesn't like it. She gets all sniffy and sneezy. And just don't pick her nose, okay? Because if you pick her nose, shoo! Oh, sorry about that, everybody. I was kind of sniffy and sneezy and... Look at my knob! I've sneezed so hard I've turned the pink into green snotty. Oh, man, I've sneezed. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, that was a bit yucky. Now, sorry, Julia. Sorry, I appreciate you sniffing and sneezing and snotting, but... I forgot to tell you, Gorgeous George and the Time Warp Trouser Trumpets won the Silver Seal at the Wishing Shelf Book Awards last year! Yes! Thank you. Now, Gorgeous George and the Time Warp Trouser Trumpets. In this book, there's going to be time warps. There's going to be time travel. There's going to be trousers. There's going to be trumpets. There's going to be trouser trumpets. And... Oh, Bob! Was that you? Bob, that's disgusting. I said trouser trumpets and you squeezed out a little pump, Bob. Right? Don't squeeze. You'll have an accident. Oh, man. Just stop it. In this book, Time Warp Trouser Trumpets, the whole story loops and swoops and poops. It's probably my favourite. It's my best story ever written. In this story, they get sent back in time. They've got to go and fight pirates. They've got to fight crocodiles. They fight against William Shakespeare. They meet Shakespeare in the Elizabethan days. In this book, they've got aliens. They've got gold. They go back to the pyramids. Inside the pyramids, they meet an evil little leprechaun. A horrible little guy, and he puts a spell on George and Graham. That's him there. That's Tiny Tom the leprechaun. He's put a spell on me. You see, anytime I say leprechaun, he makes me do a mad Irish dance, like a little jig. I can't help it. Every time I say leprechaun, it's like a magic spell washing over me. Now, yes, okay, smarty pants. I know I just said leprechaun there a couple of times, but I've got my fingers crossed. It doesn't work if I've got my fingers crossed. Now, if I do that, and then I say leprechaun, I'm in big trouble. Oh, thank goodness for that, kids. Well done. You see the magic power of reading. You made the magic stop all over the top of me. This bit here, Gorgeous George and Grandpa Jock, they get blasted through space and time. And see, there he's there. You can see him in this book. Bloomin' leprechaun watching everything that's going... Ah! Help! Make it stop. I'm getting too old for this. Bub! Kids! Books are brilliant! Thank goodness for reading books. In this book, George and Grandpa Jock, they swap their cow costume for a bag of magic beans, and Grandpa Jock puts the beans in his curry. Now, Grandpa Jock loves a good curry. Can you imagine the power of beans and curry? Have a think about it. Think about Bob on a Friday night when Bob sends out for a curry. And he just keeps eating and eating and eating, and he fills his tummy, and his tummy gets huge. And then round about 9 o'clock, the button on his jeans goes, pew, flies off. That's how George and Grandpa Jock are feeling right now. They're absolutely stuffed. Picture the scene inside your head. Okay, turn on the movies in your mind. Everybody's got a movie in their head. You just need to listen to the words and turn it into your story. George and Grandpa Jock are sitting there. They're absolutely stuffed. They're surrounded with popcorn crumbs and naan bread. We're going to do a little bit from chapter 3. Just then, Grandpa Jock sat up. He looked surprised. He put his hand over his tummy. Oh, George, did you hear that noise, George? Did you hear that grumble sound? No, Grandpa, I didn't hear it. The old Scotsman staggered to his feet, but no sooner was he standing than his tummy gurgled again, and he was forced to grip his bottom with both hands. You better be quick, Grandpa. We don't want any more accidents. And no sooner was he standing than a thunderous roar ripped through the old man's bottom. Wave after wave as big as bottom bucks could have ever a human being thundered their way through the old geezer. His knees began to... The air in the living room began to turn a misty green haze, and it smelt as if the two lads were wrapped in a blanket of rancid cabbages. Right before George's eyes. He couldn't believe it. Grandpa Jock disappeared! Oh wow! End of chapter 3 and he's disappeared! Where did he go? We'll never quit. Yeah, and it was his fault as well. That Tidy Tom leprechaun guy. He's the one that put... Oh! The magic jig again! Make it stop! Oh my... Bob! Make it stop! No. Kids! Books are brilliant! You saved me again, kids. Well done, Bob. You didn't save me. Rubbish, Bob. Rubbish. Now, oh yeah, the end of chapter 3. To be continued, ... Is there anybody out there can tell me, in classroom land, what do we call ... Yes, it's a cliffhanger. Brilliant. Well done, young man. We see ... It's a cliffhanger. It means there's more stories still to be told. Whenever you see ... you should think, da, da, da. Now, anybody out there in classroom land, tell me, what's the posh name for ... What's the correct term? Bob, what's the name for ...
I don't know.
You should have stuck it at school, Bob. That's rubbish. There's kids out there. Yes, there's somebody in that classroom there. Well done. Yeah. Ellipsis. Look at that. Ellipsis. ... Every time you see ... at the end of a chapter, it means there's more story to be told. There's an adventure waiting to happen. Check out the next chapter. Read the next book. Watch the next part. Ellipsis. And in this book Splat! In this book there's a little cat, but it's called Splat, which is a stupid name for a cat, really. Splat the cat. Sounds like a giant tomato splatting against the wall. Right? Tiny little ones, youngest people out there in classroom land. What noise does a cat make? Okay, well done. Meow, meow. And what noise does a dog make? Woof, 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 woof. That's it, look at these words. Splat sounds the same as a noise. Splat. Meow. Woof, woof, woof. Spelt the same as it sounds. And there's loads of words like this. Here's one. Thump or thud. And another. Here, what about splash? The sound you make when you jump in a swimming pool. Splash. And one of my favourites is pop. Pop, pit, or pit. These words sound the same as they're spelt. And there's loads of words that are like that. You think about moo or hiss. All the noise that animals make sound the same as they're spelt. And there's a great big long word. Does anybody know? Bob! Do you know what we call it when the word sounds the same as it's spelt?
No.
No, didn't think you did, Bob. Sticking at school. Kids, sticking at school. You don't want to end up like poor Bob here. The thing is, teachers. Teacher, did any of the teachers know? Oh, there's a couple of teachers going, oh no, don't pick on me. Right, well done, miss. So, yes, that's right. Onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia. Miss, do you know how to spell it? Get a pen, pick up a pen right now. Go and write it on the blackboard. Show it. You're not quite sure. It's a big long word. It's got 12 letters. It's got 4 consonants and 8 vowels, but you can't remember the order in which they go. I'm going to show you. I'm going to teach you how easy it is. Kids, when you go home tonight, say bang or thump or splash or pop to your mum or dad, and you say, excuse me, onomatopoeia. I can spell it. Show you how easy it is. I want you all to join in. There it's there. Onomatopoeia. And I'm going to teach you how to spell it in like 10 seconds. Okay? Think about Old MacDonald. Okay? Old MacDonald had a farm. But don't do the words. Change it to the letters. Okay, first one. On the count. I'll say it first and you repeat it. Okay? O-N-O-M.
O-N-O-M.
A-T-O.
A-T-O.
P-O-E-I-A.
P-O-E-I-A.
You see how O-N-O-M-A-T-O, P-O-E-I-A. Right, we're going to do it all together now. On the count of 3, let's get started. 1, 2, 3. O-N-O-M-A-T-O, P-O-E-I-A. Yes! Give yourselves a big round of applause. You guys are fantastic. O-N-O-M-A-T-O. And there's loads of words. P-O-E-I-A. Loads of words that sound the same. Oh yeah, bang. That's another one of my favourites. That's. Oh, book number 5. Gorgeous George and the Power Pink Poo Pump. In this book, as I said before, 2 titles. I'm not allowed to tell you the Scottish title because it's way too yucky. But in this book, there's going to be elephants, there's going to be circuses, and there's going to be 2 cheeky chimpanzees. Yeah, no, Bob, you're a baboon. You're not a chimpanzee. But these 2 cheeky chimpanzees, I saw one of them. I said, he's got to be in my book. What a little superstar. The very first time I saw him, there he was, up the top of a tree, and he was scratching his bottom. Don't sniff. Don't. Oh! No, don't scratch your bottom again. Children, stop looking at the monkey. It's scratching his bottom. It's sniffing his. Oh, my goodness, that's terrible. That's shocking. 2 cheeky chimpanzees. Now, I would normally, in a school, invite 2 kids to come up here and be 2 cheeky chimpanzees. Bob's a baboon. He can't come and help. I'll be the chimpanzee. I'll be the 2 cheeky chimpanzees. We also need a bucket of wee. No. The chimpanzees throw a bucket of wee over the children. Bob, am I allowed to throw wee over children?
No.
Come on, you got. All right, we're going to have to visualise that, but then, in fact, I'll read another bit. In this book, I would also invite one of the teachers onto the stage. Now, sadly, we can't get the teachers to come and do it, so I'll be the elephants myself. Okay, you got to visualise. I'm going to be all the characters in this. It's a bit tricky, but hey, that's lockdown for you. Okay, chapter 2. Picture the scene, right? George and Grandpa Jock are going to visit the circus, but the circus parade's coming right up the main street. They can't get a good view. The pavement is packed with people. Chapter 2. George and his Grandpa Jock edged their way to the front of the pavement, then slid down to the park where nobody was standing. Here, the mucky, muddy, underfoot conditions meant the puddles were lapping over the top of their boots. "That's why you told me to wear my wellies," shouted George. "Up there for thinking, lad, down there for dancing," and Grandpa Jock gave a sugary kind of dance with his big Wellington boots on. "Here they come," cried George, just as the first of a procession of lady elephants came marching up the street. The first lady elephant was magnificent. She was proud. She was regal. She had a handkerchief in her head, and her name was embroidered across the front of the hanky. George giggled. "Nellie? Nelly the elephant? That's not very original, he shouted. But before he could go on, the second lady elephant came stomping up the street. This lady elephant was absolutely enormous. She was so big that her tummy was dragging on the ground. Thump, thump, thump. Her name, embroidered on her handkerchief, was Belly? Belly the elephant? What kind of name is that? Giggled George. But before he could laugh, a teeny tiny little baby elephant came up the street. Oh, look at the little baby elephant, said George. It's so cute. The teeny tiny little baby elephant has big eyelashes on and sequins on its head, and its name was embroidered on its handkerchief, and the teeny tiny little baby elephant was called Jelly. Jelly the baby elephant. Who names these animals? But before he could go on, the final elephant came stomping up the street. This was a grotty elephant. This was a grubby elephant. There was flies buzzing around its head and little bits of mud flaking off its feet. Oh, what a disgusting animal, cried George. Just then, the rather grotty, grubby elephant stopped in the middle of the street, turned its head towards the crowd, and everyone read that the name of the rather grotty, grubby elephant was Smelly. Smelly the elephant. But Smelly stopped and turned towards the crowd. With an air of sadness and relief, Smelly the elephant lifted up her tail and dropped an enormous pile of poo right out of her bottom. Dollop after dollop of dung dropped down. Pile after pile of poo plopped on the pavement. Look at the poo, shouted George. It was bright pink. Pink poo? Where do you get pink poo from? Gasped Grandpa Jock. But the two chimps were fast, both of them leaping down from the box on the back of the elephant. Buckets and spades in their hand, leapt forward, and they began shoveling and shifting and scooping all the stuff. Piles and piles of poo were all taken away until the pavement was completely spotless. The two chimpanzees then threw their buckets onto the box on the elephant's back once again, took a step forward and took an enormous bow to a huge round of applause from the audience. And thank you, and thank you, and thank you, thank you, chimps, thank you. End of chapter 2. My chapter 2. I tell you what, right? I wasn't always yucky. There was a time when I was quite smart. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, okay. A little bit younger then, but still equally good looking. Bob, stop sniffing. Bob, that's me when I left the school. You see, when I left the school, I loved writing and I wanted to be a journalist. I love football and I love writing. Writing about football would have been my dream job, but I didn't do it. I went and studied business management because I thought it was quite sensible. And then I got a job in a supermarket. I was pushing trolleys. And I got so good at pushing trolleys, they promoted me again. Kids, whatever you do for the rest of your life, be the best. Be the best trolley pusher. Be the best supervisor. Be the best manager. They promoted me. They made me an area manager. They gave me 40 hotels to look after, from Inverness down to Newcastle. And then they said to me, do you want to go and live in Dubai? And I went, yeah. That's me when I lived in Dubai. I wore suits and ties. I thought I was smart and sensible. I went round the world. I went to India, Nepal, Egypt, and Sri Lanka. I was recruiting the best team to come and work in my hotel. That's my house when I lived in Dubai. We had a 5-bedroom house. We had a maid. We had a swimming pool. We drove 2 big 4x4s. And you know what? I wasn't happy. All this stuff didn't make us happy. Stuff doesn't make you happy. Not in here, not for very long. You guys have got to figure out what makes you happy in here. I tell you what I found. My wife said to me, why don't we go back to Scotland and you can write books? And for the last 10 years, I've been round Britain, Ireland, Hong Kong, Australia, India. I get to travel as an author. When I went to Dubai, I presented at the Royal Rashid School in Nad Al Sheba before 120 princes. Yes. Oh, you've got to do what makes you happy, kids. And oh yeah, book number 5. I told you. Book number 5 is called Gorgeous Was that you again, Bob? For goodness sake. My goodness. Gorgeous George and the Power Pint Poo Pump. But there's a Scottish title. Shall I? It's got my favourite word there, favourite Scottish word. Shall we tell you what the favourite Scottish word is? I can't. You promised not to tell. Right, hold on. Hands up here, who can keep a secret? Oh, not even the teacher can keep a secret. Oh, okay. Right, shh. Teacher, you have to put your fingers in your ears. I'm sorry, miss, you have to put your fingers in your ears. And sir, as well, in that other class. Put your fingers in your ears, because it's a bit cheeky. Right, kids, on the count of 3, I want you to repeat after my favourite Scottish word. My favourite Scottish word is... Jobby! It's Scotland. It's called Gorgeous George and the Jumbo Jobby Juicer. And there's going to be elephants, and there's going to be circuses, and there's going to be great big piles of poo, and great big piles of pig poo. I'm sorry, miss, it's really yucky, but it gets worse. Wait till you see the little guy's feet sticking out the bottom. Now, you guys have been the most awesome, amazing, astounding... What? Bob, look behind you! Look behind you! See who's coming! Kids, it's Grandpa Jock! Grandpa Jock, how are you doing?
How you doing?
Well, I'm good, how are you?
I've been training.
You've been training? What have you been training for?
That Captain Tom is brilliant, but I'm going to walk 500 miles for charity.
500 miles? You're joking.
I'm also going to do it with you and my shooters.
Your shooter? You mean your shoulders? How am I going to get on your shoulders?
Hand, laddie, climb aboard.
No, don't. Ah!
Hiya. Oh, hiya. Oh, get up there, watch your foot. Steady. Are you there? Steady. Right, let's go.
Right. Oh, you all right there, sir? I'm fine, Stuart. Right, keep going, Grandpa. Just keep it steady. Keep it steady. We're nearly at the end. Oh, I'm nearly at the end as well. Right, boys and girls, you guys have been absolutely awesome, amazing, astounding, astonishing. Quickly, who wants to buy a book? But who's forgot their money? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You didn't know to bring your money. That's okay. I've given the school an order form. Yes! You guys can bring your money in another day. £7 for one, £12 for two, 5 books for 20 quid, or all 8 of them for 30. It's an absolute bargain. And I cannot believe that we got through that whole of that session, and I didn't even have to say leprechaun again. Leprechaun! Grandpa, I'm sorry, it's my fault. Kids will help, all together now. Books are brilliant. You guys have been awesome, amazing, astounding, astonishing. My name's been Stuart Reid. I hope you've had a lot of fun. Thank you. This way. Long way, man.